Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om. So today we are joining this class after a long gap. For the last 5 or 6 weeks, we didn't have this. And when we resume this after a long gap, we have to remember once more the earlier version, and then we can proceed. Bhagavad Gita starts with a query of Dhritarashtra, and he is asking to his minister, O Sanjaya, you explain all the happenings in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra. On the 10th day, that is today, you came here and announced that Bhishma has fallen. Instead of that, you describe everything from the very beginning. What happened? So with this question, Bhagavad Gita, that is the 25th chapter of the Bhishma Parva begins. And from second shloka onwards, what we are seeing is the reply of Sanjaya. All the text. In between that conversation, Bhagavan comes, Arjuna comes. But as a whole, Gita is a conversation between Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra. Or in other words, it is a narration by Sanjaya. As asked by Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya begins with the incidents of the first day. So, 2 armies were ready for battle. And after observing and internally analyzing both the armies, Duryodhana, he approached Dronacharya. That Sanjaya specifically refers Duryodhana as the king. He is the king. You are sitting here thinking yourself as the emperor, but actually Duryodhana is the king. He is managing everything. The kingdom is moving as per the whims and fancies of Duryodhana. So it is hindered there. And the king Duryodhana, he narrated how the army of Pandavas, they are functioning, how able they are, their prowess, and the greatness of Pandavas' army. Actually, the words of Duryodhana that shows he is a bit bewildered. He's having some anxiety because he never expected such a systematic and a huge army supporting Pandavas. Even before coming to the battlefield, he knew that there are 7 Akshauhinis with the Pandavas. But he observed all the great warriors in the Pandava side are Maharathas. That is, they are equivalent to 10,000 ordinary warriors. Even though they are lesser in number, in the military prowess and their mighty battling ability, they are much higher than our side. So with that, feeling with it, he is describing the greatness of Pandava's army in front of Dronacharya. And after that, he goes on to describe the greatness of his own army. But we can see a sort of confusion within Duryodhana. For example, while enumerating the great warriors in his side, he knowingly or unknowingly says, all those came for me definitely they will die. Or, in other words, we can say, those who came in our side are destined to die. Madarthe tyaktajīvitāḥ. So he is in utter confusion. And these scattered words that comes from the anxiety which he is hiding with it. Madarthe tyaktajīvitāḥ. But still, he is doing some sort of self-suggestion. Oh, we are great. Our part also is great. Because those who are with us are nānā-śhastra-praharaṇāḥ, are well equipped with many weapons. Sarve yuddha-viśhāradāḥ. All are experts in warfare. So this part, that is up to 9th shloka, we had seen in our last sitting. Today we can go to the 10th shloka. So let us see all these shlokas up to 10th. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samavetaayuyutsavah mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata Sanjaya. Sanjaya uvacha drishtva tu pandavanikam vyudham duryodhanastada acharyam-upasangamya raja vachanam abravīd pashyaitam panduputranam acharya mahatim chamum vyudham drupada-putrena tava shishyena dhīmata atra śhūrā maheshvasa bhīmārjuna samayudhe yuyudhano viratascha drupadascha maharathah drishtaketuschekitanaha kashirajascha viryavan purujit kundibhojascha shaibyascha narapungavah yudhamanyuscha vikrantah uttamaujascha viryavan saubhadro draupadeyascha sarva maharathah asmakam tu vishishtaye tan nibodhadvijottama nayaka mama sainyasya samjñārtham tan bravīmite bhavan bhīṣmascha karnascha kripascha samitinjayaha ashwathāma vikarnascha saumadattirjayadrathaḥ anye bahavaḥ śhūrāः madarthe tyaktajīvitāḥ nānā-śhastra-praharaṇāḥ sarve yuddha-viśhāradāḥ. So now we can go to the 10th shloka. Aparyāptaṁ tadasmākaṁ balaṁ bhīṣhmābhirakṣhitam paryāptaṁ tvidameteṣhāṁ balaṁ bhīmābhirakṣhitam. Aparyāptaṁ tadasmākaṁ balaṁ bhīṣhmābhirakṣhitam paryāptaṁ tvidameteṣhāṁ balaṁ bhīmābhirakṣhitam. Let us break the words first. Aparyāptaṁ tad asmākaṁ balam bhīṣhmābhirakṣhitam paryāptaṁ tu idam eteṣhāṁ balam bhīmābhirakṣhitam. So here, after describing before Dronacharya the greatness of both the armies, a sort of comparison is being made. Asmākaṁ tad balaṁ aparyāptaṁ. Tad balaṁ. Balaṁ, force. Here, military force or army. Asmākaṁ, ours. Tad, that. Aparyāptaṁ. Actually, when we study Bhagavad Gita, this is a very difficult shloka. Those who are writing commentaries on Bhagavad Gita find this shloka as the most difficult one. Why? Because here Duryodhana says, our forces, our army is aparyāptaṁ. What is the meaning of aparyāptaṁ? Na paryāptaṁ. Paryāptaṁ is enough, ample, enough. That is the meaning of paryāptaṁ. So aparyāptaṁ is, it is not enough to meet the Pandava force. Aparyāptaṁ, it is not enough. Even though great warriors like yourself and the Bhīṣhma are within our force, Karna and Ashwathama is with us. The greatness of Pandava force is that much that ours is not enough to meet them. This is the direct meaning. Aparyāptaṁ asmākaṁ balaṁ. So what is the nature of our balaṁ, our force? It is bhīṣhmābhirakṣhitam, protected by Bhīṣhma. Bhīṣhmābhirakṣhitam means protected by Bhīṣhma or defended by Bhīṣhma. Bhīṣhma is the head of our army. The whole Kaurava army or Dhartarashtra army is arrayed under Bhīṣhma. And Bhīṣhma is well protecting this army. So this army, protected by Bhīṣhma, is not enough in strength, its mightiness. Why? Because those with them are great warriors, madarthe. One warrior is equal to 10,000 ordinary warriors. That is the greatness of their army. So our army is not enough to meet them. Aparyāptaṁ. So question is, how a king, head of one side, will speak so? Even if he is understanding or he is realizing that, he will not openly speak that. Because he is standing in the midst of a war. In the battle. In the battlefield he is. And even if within his own heart he knows our force is not enough to meet them, he will not openly speak that. And as per the tradition and the customs of warfare, he will not speak so. He is not supposed to speak so. So that is why this shloka is very difficult to explain. But just remember, Duryodhana is speaking to Dronacharya, not publicly. Their conversation is a secret conversation. Nobody is hearing. But because of the boon, Sanjaya could hear that. Nobody else is hearing. So as it is a secret talk, there is nothing wrong in his sight. So we can take the direct meaning. Even though we are higher in number, our army is much more in number, in strength and warfare, we are much below them. And therefore, our force is aparyāptaṁ, not enough to meet them. But many commentators do not accept this direct meaning. And many are of the opinion that aparyāptaṁ means unlimited. Unlimited. Without a limit. So he is giving a boost to the Dronacharya and his own side. Oh, how great our army is. We are having unlimited number of warriors. So our army is unlimited. Our army is great. So it is aparyāptaṁ. Cannot be counted. So many commentators are giving the meaning. But it is not direct meaning. You can take as you like. But these are the two explanations. One, our army is not enough to meet them. And the second is, our army is unlimited. That much great is our army. Aparyāptaṁ tadasmākaṁ balaṁ bhīṣhmābhirakṣhitam. Protected by Bhīṣhma or defended by Bhīṣhma. This is the state of our army. And what about Pandavas? Paryāptaṁ tvidameteṣhāṁ balaṁ bhīmābhirakṣhitam. Bhīmābhirakṣhitam. Protected by Bhīma or defended by Bhīma. Their force, balam, force, military force, that is army, is paryāptaṁ, enough. They are well equipped to meet us. Even though we are higher in number. We are having 11 akshauhinis, whereas they do have only 7 akshauhinis. So more than 150% we do have. But still, our army is not enough to meet them. That much great is their army. So defended by Bhima or protected by Bhima, their army is paryāptaṁ, enough. Many commentators give the meaning as paryāptaṁ, limited. Their army is limited. Very few in number. Whereas our army is unlimited. That shows the greatness of his own army. However, direct meaning is our army is not enough to meet, whereas their army is well equipped to meet the battle. So this is the evaluation Duryodhana is doing. And after evaluating, he is giving an order. What is that? Ayaneṣhu ca sarveṣhu yathā-bhāgamavasthitāḥ bhīṣhmamevābhirakṣhantu bhavantaḥ sarva eva hi. Ayaneṣhu ca sarveṣhu yathā-bhāgamavasthitāḥ bhīṣhmamevābhirakṣhantu bhavantaḥ sarva eva hi. Ayaneṣhu ca sarveṣhu yathā-bhāgam avasthitāḥ bhīṣhmam eva abhirakṣhantu bhavantaḥ sarve eva hi. So this is an order, or this is a command, as he is the king. What is that? Bhavantaḥ sarva eva. You people, all of you, including yourself. What you have to do? Ayaneṣhu sarveṣhu yathā-bhāgamavasthitāḥ. Yathā-bhāgamavasthitāḥ. So in the army, different formations will be there, and it will be decided earlier which group to move forward, which to support sideways, and which group have to look the backside, how to move forward. All this will be decided before starting the battle. And every day they will rearrange. So there will be definite paths to each and every group. So that is mentioned here, yathā-bhāgam. Yathā-bhāgam. Decided positions. You go and move through the decided position. Your army must be positioned as we have decided. And ayaneṣhu cha sarveṣhu. In all directions. Ayaneṣhu sarveṣhu. In all directions, you must move as we have decided. And what is your duty? You people, everybody together must obey or must protect Bhīṣhma. So Bhīṣhma is the head of the army. So it is the duty of Bhīṣhma to protect the whole army. And that responsibility Bhīṣhma has taken. And that is why he is the head. He is the sarva sainyadhipa. He is the general of the army. But here Duryodhana asks everybody to protect Bhīṣhma. Because Duryodhana is thinking, or he considers victory of our side is dependent solely on the victory of Bhīṣhma. If something happens to Bhīṣhma, our side will be defeated. There's no doubt in that. So it is the duty of all other warriors to obey the commands of Bhīṣhma. And at the same time, you must protect Bhīṣhma. He won't fight with Shikhandi. So Shikhandi must not come in front of Bhīṣhma. This is your duty. So you people all work together and protect Bhīṣhma. You must obey the commands of Bhīṣhma. And start battle. Bhavantaḥ sarva eva hi. To show the conviction he is used there. There is no other way. It is my command. There is no other way to show that he is used there. Bhavantaḥ sarva eva hi. So it is your duty. Start battle. In predetermined positions, you all people go and be positioned and move through the pathways already decided. And keep in mind, you all people together must protect Bhīṣhma. The victory of our side is on the victory of Bhīṣhma. If he is failing, it will be the defeat of our side. So this is the meaning of Duryodhana's words. Then both the armies gets to the next stage of battle. They are announcing they are ready to battle. And all the warriors are getting themselves ready to battle, to fight. That we can see. That is 12th shloka. We can see in our next class. So this is the 11th shloka. With these words, Duryodhana concludes, and now we are going to the next state of battle, and we will see what is the background of Bhagavad Gita teaching. Slowly, while studying the first chapter, we will be able to connect Bhagavad Gita with ourselves. Otherwise, it is a text to learn. But actually, Gita is not such a text. It's a direct teaching. And here, Bhagavan is addressing one and all in this world. So we have to connect ourselves. That connection we must get. For that, we must understand what was the problem Arjuna was having and what is the problem I do have now. And how we have to connect that. When we get that connection, then we will realize Gita is directly addressed to each and every one in this world. So that we can continue in our next sitting. So if you want to ask anything, you can ask. So we are joining after a long gap. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. Kamala ji has a question, so please go ahead.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, namaste.
The 10th verse, actually, it said bhīmābhirakṣhitam. Why Bhima's name is used instead of Drishtadyumna or Arjuna? Actually, Drishtadyumna's name has to be used because Bhishma is the Senadipati and here, Then why Bhima? Whether Bhima is the opponent to Duryodhana, what is the basis?
Yeah. So in the Udyoga Parva, that is the 5th Parva, which comes just before Bhishma Parva, there we can get the detailed explanation regarding the army formation and all. So each and every Akshauni will have their own leaders. We can say their own generals. And they will sit together and decide how to move. And that discussion went on well. So Drishtadyumna accepted the responsibility of arraying the Pandava army. So he was in charge of that. So Yudhishthira, Dharmaputra, he did Abhisheka. That is, he gave the charge to Drishtadyumna. And after that, as the head of all the army, as the head of the whole Pandava army, he did Abhisheka for Bhima. This comes in the Udyoga Parva. So Bhima was the head of a Pandava army. And there ends the thing as per the military rules or the customs of the battle. But we can see Yudhishthira, he did Abhisheka again. Even though Bhima was the head of the army, after giving that power, that post to Bhima, Yudhishthira did Abhisheka to Arjuna. But he didn't give any special position to Arjuna, but he did Abhisheka. And said, it is up to you to protect this army. You are the great warrior. You will protect this army. Officially, Bhima was the head. But even then, Yudhishthira did this Abhisheka. And there was another wonder. After doing that, Yudhishthira did Abhisheka to Sri Krishna. You are the guardian of this army. Including me, we are seeking your guidance. Please guide us. And the success of our army is up to you. It is with you. Saying so, he did Abhisheka to Sri Krishna also. So this we can see in the Udyoga Parva. So officially, Bhima was the head of Pandava army. That is why here it is said bhīmābhirakṣhitam, defended by Bhima or protected by Bhima. So this is the answer.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
There is another question come to the table is that so paryāptaṁ, aparyāptaṁ, these are all dubious and very subjective of that explanation here. And within ourselves, even the battleground is within our mind, within our head. We have conflicting battle ongoing every day, on every time in our mind or in our intellect, and we do have the war. And how the presence of Bhagavan, how the presence of Sri Krishna get the clarity to get that decision making. Everybody has to make a decision. Every conflicting, every moment we are living, we may need to take some kind of decision making over the period of time as we live. So how the presence of the God or the Bhagavan, it gives us the clarity in the thoughts or the winning power in the decision making within the war within ourselves.
Yeah. See, this battle is an ongoing thing. It was there and it is there. Many conflicts are there always within us. And all these people, Shakuni, this Duryodhana, this Dushasana, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, everybody is there within us. And always Bhagavan, he is there. The greatest teacher is there within. But what happens with many curtains and coverings? We are putting Bhagavan somewhere inside, and we are covering with many curtains and coverings. And so we are not hearing the words of Bhagavan. Actually, He is there. Always He is there. We have to feel that presence. We have to pay attention to that voice. It is always there. It is always there. We are going to do something which we know within, I must not do this. This is not proper. I'm not supposed to do that. It is not good for me. I must not do that. We know. Within our own heart, we know. But still, because of many pressures, many attractions, many personal affinities, we are going to do that. We know for certain it is not right, it is wrong. I must not do. But still, because of that attraction from within, I am going to do that. I can clearly hear the voice inside, don't do, don't do, don't. I can clearly hear. But I am not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. I'm not hearing that voice. Then what will happen? Slowly and slowly, that inner voice will wither away. And it will stop directing. Bhagavan is still there. He was there and He is there. But we will not hear His voice. This is what is happening. So what we have to do is obey the inner voice. Always obey the inner voice. Mind will attract us to unwanted parts. But never the inner voice. It is there. As we are human beings, and our base is dharma. We may be committing many adharmic things. Many adharmic, unrighteous activities we may be doing. But still the very core of our individuality is, it is resting on dharma. Because we are human beings. And therefore, the voice of dharma is there within. The voice of Bhagavan is within there. We must pay attention. Then it will direct us. But if we are not hearing that voice and we are acting against that voice, what will happen? It will stop directing. It will stop directing. And we will be committing many mistakes one after another in our life. So always Understand that this battle is there. The divine qualities are there, demonic qualities are there, Devi Sampat, Asuri Sampat. Both are there within. And the battle is always there. Many dualities are fighting in between. And in the midst, see, the chariot of Arjuna or Bhagavan was in the middle of the army. Senayoru bhayor madhye. Senayoru bhayor madhye. The middle part of both the armies. There Bhagavan's chariot is there. So we have to observe that. We have to pay attention. We have to respect that words. So we can hide ourselves from our father or mother or brother or sister, or we can neglect their words. But we cannot or must not neglect the voice of inner self. Understand that is the words of Bhagavan. It is the sakshi of even the manas, the mind. Witness of even the mind and intellect. He is witnessing everything. And from within he is directing. So our duty is to remove one after another the curtains and coverings. Observe this life, happenings in this life, and take lessons from that. This is the greatest teacher. And experiences we are having in this world, they will teach us. Analyze them. And to remove the curtains, we must do the yajnas like japa and all. Virtuous deeds we have to do. As much virtuous deeds we are doing, so much our mind will become pure, and then the presence of Bhagavan within we will realize. So then we will, when we hear that voice, more and more that voice will come. And if we are not hearing that, paying attention, then it will stop directly. So this is the thing. So we have to observe that. Bhagavan is there always in the midst of Devi and Asuri Samvat. Divine and demonic forces. Bhagavan is there within. Feel that. Feel that presence within. That is the only way. Namaste. I think today we can conclude with this. And next week we can continue. Oh. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhaved. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.